Today I'm going to continue making my cat ear hat. I'm using peppermint colors. Get off there. There we go. Peppermint colors, and I'm making like a peppermint style beanie. So I hope you all had a fantastic weekend and are rejuvenated and for the week. I know that this is a difficult time of year for us, so I just hope you all are doing well. You're always definitely to make sure that you are all doing well. Last time I did a live, which I was yesterday. I don't know. I can't keep track of days anymore. Who knows? Oh my gosh, this week I have my disability hearing. Oh shit, technically in 2 days. Fuck. Oh my gosh, I just got chills all over my body. But last time I did my live, my chat wasn't working, so hopefully it works now. Now, I probably could have gone up maybe like a full hook size to a 5mm. That probably would have helped me get here a lot faster, but it would increase the tightness of the stitch, and it would decrease if I was higher. I don't really remember what I was saying. So yeah, so let's see. So let's catch you up a little bit on my life as of late. Oh, I need to text my lawyer. I'm just gonna write it on my hand. It's gonna end up on my face in the morning. It's okay. Text lawyer. I don't want to use marker because that's definitely not gonna work out in my favor. Okay, I have a notebook right here, and I'm just gonna use like bright colors, and I know I'll see it in the morning. Text lawyer Newman's. Okay, so I am weaning off of technically 2 medications right now, which is pretty frightening, if I'm going to be honest, because these are my stability medications, literally my mood stabilizers that are changing. And it is pretty frightening to think about what happens when I am not on a mood stabilizer. Also, I will be on antidepressant and not on a mood stabilizer. So, or on a lower dose of a mood stabilizer. So, it's pretty scary. So, the reason I say that, when people who are chemically wired to be bipolar take only antidepressants, they tend to go hypomanic and or manic, and it's because our bodies just don't take it as an antidepressant, or maybe they do too much. I don't know. But things don't turn out that way. That's actually one of the ways that they diagnose people as bipolar, is if they have depression medicine induced mania. It's kind of a telltale sign. So that's just a little some tidbit for you to know. So I am a little nervous about it, especially going into a hearing week. But Um, uh, that's just what it is, I guess. So if I fly off the rails, I'm just gonna tell my doctor, and ahead of time, called it. But yeah, hopefully we don't have to deal with that because I don't want it to have to get into a spot where I need hospitalization for mania instead of what I'm usually hospitalized for. But anywho, that's just kind of the risk of being bipolar, and there are a lot of medications, a lot don't work for everyone. So it's a really big trial and error process. And then when you're me and you have, this is what I think happened. I think what happened is once I had my concussion, I think it changed the chemical composition of my brain. There are numerous studies on the effects of traumatic brain injuries on people who are already diagnosed as mentally ill, and those mental illnesses tend to get worse, and mine has since then. Some medications that worked beforehand aren't working anymore, which is kind of a bummer because I really relied heavily on those medications to hold the job and to be a functioning member of society. But here I am making YouTube videos. Um, so I've received a lot of support for this upcoming Streamathon donation for the Alzheimer's Association. Like I was saying, whenever I did my last stream, I know that this is something that is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. And, just the fact that anyone wants to help out is great. But some people can't, and that's okay too. Like it's never going to be a requirement for me. So I just, you know, just so yeah. Wow, that really did startle me because I guess it's technically 12:03. Wait, oh my god, it's gonna be Tuesday. It's not even past midnight. I mean, I usually do this past midnight, so the date is always fuck. It's literally in 2 days. In fact, it's like in a day and a half. Exactly. I think call, my hearing is at 11:30 on Tuesday. I have it on my um, on my refrigerator. Because how else would I keep track of things? Okay, now that we've twisted our hook quite a bit, let's untwist it and get reoriented with it. Okay, there we go. Now, if you're just tuning in, I'm making a cat hat. These are very popular right now, so I'm super late to the game. I've been wanting to make one for a while, but I just have always pushed another project to the front. And then the other night, I saw a picture of someone who had made this hat in a peppermint stripe pattern and like this, and put like a little cute pinwheel. Hey Zach, welcome in. Put like a little pinwheel on the ear, and it was just so cute. And so this quickly pushed its way up my to-do list. So this is what it looks like right now. I kind of think it looks like bacon, especially when you kind of like squiggle it. But yeah, it's very easy to do. All you need to know how to do is double crochet, and you're just double crocheting into the back loop only. And this is going to give it that ribbed effect. It's also going to make it quite stretchy. But our goal is not to have it stretch out too tight because we don't want the cat ears to get misshapen or be too small. Stuffing your face with cookies? Yum, sounds good. What kind of cookies? Big fan. I need to cut back on the cookies though because I've been kind of stress eating a lot lately. Yeah, so this is definitely a beginner level project. You just have to know this stitch, and once you do that, you're on your way. The video that I am kind of following, I can post shortbread cookies, yum. Um, uh, she does it this way so that the hat will be striped like this, which is the way that I want it done. Why does it always, when I fold it in half, it just reminds me of like a popcorn bucket, like at the movie theater. Um, but you can also do it from the top down, however you want to do it. I know Bag a Day Crochet has a kind of top down, um, maybe bottom up. I don't know. I haven't watched the video. I just kind of saw the picture and assumed. So definitely check out her video if you want to have your stripes going the other way. Um, so definitely a fairly quick pattern. Most of what you see was done in one kind of night, and then I'm finishing. Hopefully, we'll finish the other half tonight, but we'll see. I don't know how much steam I have for crocheting, especially now that I know that it's not past midnight, meaning that my days of getting to my hearing are dwindling faster than I realized. So I think it is 11:30 a.m. because I think Mel was talking about taking a call at 12:30, and that would be an hour into the hearing. It seems like the hearings are an hour or less, but who knows? My lawyer seems pretty confident, which is good, but um, but who knows really what's gonna happen? Can't count your chickens before they hatch. That is a lesson about chickens and about life. How dare you burp? I have had pretty loud burps tonight. I think part of it is the sparkling water I drink every once in a while. This one is raspberry lime from Trader Joe's. It's really good, but I will probably burp. Just a heads up. Because it's very fizzy. I don't like seltzer waters. I don't know why there's like a weird aftertaste or something, but sparkling water is just water with bubbles in it, so I do like that. And it makes it a lot easier to drink water because honestly, I just, why drinking water? If I remember to do it, it sucks. um, but yeah, so If you're wondering why, you might not be, maybe you didn't even notice, I'm not wearing my engagement ring. It is on my living room coffee table because I was making socks on my Addy. And to make the socks, part of it, you have to turn them inside out. And my ring has a lot of prongs on it to keep club soda once, never again. Yeah, club soda's different for sure. Yeah, and also there's like tonic water, which tastes completely different. It's just a weird thing. Um, but I'm trying to drink more water, so trying to intake that in a couple different ways to not get bored and to make sure I'm drinking enough water, especially when you're on the amount of medication that I'm on, or could be on, or was on, because uh, they aren't particularly kind to your liver, and water is important in helping your body, I guess, metabolize. I don't know these things. I just eggnog is gross too. I don't remember the last time I had eggnog and whether I liked it or not. I know it's very polarizing. I don't remember if I liked it or not. Also, I probably was like a child when I had it, so I don't really remember anything about it. But I'd give it a try. But there's a lot of things I don't like. I'm kind of a picky eater, I guess, with my RFID. That kind of comes with the territory. So if something is texturally really gross, or has like a very specific smell to it, I can't really do that. So I think I'm just coming off of like a hypomanic episode because I was having these like really like large, like expansive thoughts. Like, what if I did this? What if I did this? What if I did this? And like that kind of tends to happen when I'm hypomanic. But the thing is, I also have ADHD, which means I could do it at any time. So it's not particularly helpful, um, you know, to know to use that as a marker of whether or not I'm hypomanic or not. Uh, but it's just like my my reaction time to deciding I want to buy something and buying it is like so short right now. Um, and I'm like, am I hypomanic? I don't know. Because I've been really good about spending for a couple months, and then I feel like I just kind of undid all my good stuff um, in the past like couple weeks. So that kind of sucks, but tis the life of being someone with ADHD and bipolar. Hopefully this new medicine works. I'm really hoping, trying to stay positive. I haven't had a big medicine change in close to a year, so I feel like, I think, so I feel like this is like kind of a long time coming. Um, Even though it just feels like I'll never be ready for it. I know I have to take the leap sometime and just hope for the best. Um, I've had a lot of really bad luck with both mood stabilizers and antipsychotics, particularly surrounding the side effects. Well, for mood stabilizers, it's like whether they work or not, and for antipsychotics, it's the side effects, because those are some hardcore medications on my body apparently. And if there is a side effect, I probably will have it. Apparently, a lot of the antipsychotics I've been on make you gain a ton of weight, which makes sense because I have not been able to lose a single pound. And I lost weight in treatment simply because I couldn't eat half the time. And that was shitty. But um, but yeah, so I gained like all that weight back. So that kind of sucks because I do want to lose some weight, so that I can eventually get my surgeries that I want to get. 2 of the surgeries, doesn't matter what weight you're at, so that's good. Um, but one of the surgeries I want to get does require a certain BMI level that I am nowhere close to. So, and it makes sense why that there's a BMI level to it. So I'm not like, hey, you're being like fat phobic and shitty. It's like, no, there's a legitimate reason why. So it'd be cool. Mel started going to the gym, which is this black room right here. This is like a in-home gym that we have down here, which is really cool and convenient. But I feel like it kind of taunts me as this kind of like black beast over my shoulder. And I've just been having trouble getting motivation to do much of anything that's not like specifically related to my YouTube channel. I don't know why. I can blame ADHD, but I don't know. Yeah, see, there come the burps. Okay, so I am, if you didn't watch the other night, I am working with 2 different colors of Caron Simply Soft. I have white and red in value acrylic yarn, but the other day, and like for the past little while, I've been like, Lydia's getting discouraged. Why is Lydia getting discouraged? Um, so I have so much Simply Soft, and um, I am using the colors Harvest Red and Off White. I tried using the pure red and the pure white, but like I don't know. I actually like this color combination better. Yeah, tell me why Lydia is getting discouraged. I know I couldn't make her live, so I don't know if she said in her live. Their numbers are going up and down. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, like, I've been stuck at the same number for like over a year. Like, my numbers aren't changing at all. I've completely fallen out of the algorithm somehow, and I don't know how to get back in. So, my numbers are not going up either. So, I understand it's easy to get discouraged. Um, but I started my second channel because of it, and you know, while it's not large by any means, it is something that I can do to kind of take back control over, being on the algorithm and being on, like, being, I guess, like more visible to people. But, like, yeah, I mean, it's the life of someone who wants to be popular on YouTube, unfortunately. And we've all felt it. So she was at 462 and I just did 444. That sucks. Well, sometimes like I mean, all kinds of things happen to explain it, and sometimes those aren't even like real time numbers. I don't know exactly how things work, but I just know that like mine will say that I go up 30 and then down 30 in like the last 28 days, and it's like my number didn't change at all. So I literally don't know what it's talking about. But so yeah, so and also like I feel like we all like I know how I watch YouTubers, and I get like really into like making their lives and like going to everything they do and watching every video they make for a while. And then I get kind of like sidetracked with someone new, and I just kind of fall off the map with someone. I know that happens to me. I'm sure it happens to other people. And like, you know, it's not that I don't support it's not that I don't support those people by any means. It's just like I just fall off. But I don't unsubscribe, so I don't really understand that. But I hope she stabilizes. I know she's been really pining for 500 for a while, and I can honestly say I feel that pain. You know, I've been so close to 1,000 for so long, and people keep on reminding me how close to 1,000 I am, and I'm like, just stop telling me I'm close to 1,000. For me, I define some mental peace with it all and be like, you know what? I just like I need to find some peace for me, and for me that looked like just not caring about the numbers anymore. And that was important for me because I was trying to do all the stuff to be like, oh well, I'll do a giveaway if I meet 1,000, and I'll do this and I'll do that. But it wasn't getting me any subscribers. It wasn't getting me anything. And so I just was like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and that'll be that. And like the thing is, when you're like most of us, you're subscribed to multiple YouTube channels. So like I'll get like when I wake up, I usually have at least 5 YouTube notifications, no more than 7. But like some of the, I don't know if the older ones get bumped off or the less popular ones get bumped off, but like then I don't see everyone's um, videos that are posted because I only see the ones that are like left on my notifications. And so I don't know. And I usually only go watch those. Um, but it's not an easy thing to just like stop caring about numbers. Um, and you know, this is not me saying like she needs to not worry about numbers. I'm just saying for me, I found it made me very unhappy when I was constantly being reminded that I was not at 1,000, even though I was so close for so long. You know, did you see the video I posted the other day? I don't think so. What did you post? See, and like this is the thing. It's like if you're subscribe, every channel is like subscribe, hit the bell, and if I want to support them, I subscribe, I hit the bell. The thing is, now that I have so many subscriptions, so many of my subscriptions are falling through the cracks, and I don't see videos pop up, and so kind of case in point. Oh, video of the snow you got? Oh, that's awesome. I think I might have seen something on Facebook about you, but I'm not sure about you and snow. But if I didn't, then I saw the video. I really have a bad memory, so don't rely on my memory alone. It's so weird to think about getting snow this early in December because it never happens here. For those of you who don't know, I live in North Carolina, which snow is so novel of an idea to us. We get it maybe once every 2 years, and then once every 4 or 5 years, we have a bad snowstorm, and like literally the whole state shuts down. Like we have no idea how to deal with it. Um, yeah, I can see that. Like if you deal with snow a lot, disliking snow. I like snow, but snow here usually means ice because typically, because our weather oscillates a lot, like we'll go from like 30 degrees and like I don't know what the Fahrenheit to Celsius um, conversion is there. So I'm sorry. We'll go from like 30 degrees to like 80 degrees. So it's like from winter to summer or winter to like late summer. And it's like it'll happen literally one day to the next. So our roads tend to be warmer, so the snow will not stick to the road, it will melt, and overnight it freezes and becomes a big sheet of ice. So the whole state becomes a big sheet of ice. Now, to counteract this, the Department of Motor Vehicles are I guess the Department of Transportation, who runs the Department of Motor Vehicles. The Department of Transportation puts brine on the road instead of putting salt on the road like every other place that I know of. So brine is a saltwater mixture, and it's supposed to lower the freezing point um, of water. But what it does is makes really treacherous black ice ridden roads. We know how to do it in the South. We're like, we see that this is dangerous. How can we make it more dangerous? Just pop some black ice in there. I'd much rather have snow than ice any day of the week. But I know the grass is always greener, and you just gotta be happy for what you do have, I guess. But like sometimes I can take my dog out at like 11 at night and I don't need a sweater or jacket of any kind, and we're in the month of December. And then sometimes I need a jacket, like a heavier jacket and a beanie just to take my dog out. And this changes from night to night. Winter loves snow. But you should with a name like Winter. How are you doing tonight, Winter? I am making a peppermint candy cat hat. I got inspired by this picture that I saw. I'll try to show it. Even though my apps automatically uh, are alphabetically organized, it still takes me a while to find anything. So, um, this person is super adorable. And I saw this cat hat and I was like, I can't put this trend off anymore. I literally need this hat. So that is what I'm making. Um, how fucking cute is that? Why are you sad, Winter? I mean, I've been following your posts on Facebook, so if it's about anything on Facebook, I've probably seen it. Not that you can't express it here, but just so you know. Um, yeah, I know, right? It's so cute. And granted, it looks like they use like chunkier yarn, so they didn't have to do as many rows. I'm just doing doing what I can with what I got, which is this. But I'm happy with it. I like the stripes. I was saying earlier, like if you like crumple it up, it kind of looks like bacon. Maybe less so now that it's wider, but when it was not something you talked about publicly. Okay. Well, if you want to talk about it, here or not here, you know where to find me. But I'm sorry you're sad. It sucks. Like I was saying, this is a tough time of year for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And I wish that more people could, kind of be, you know, get it a little bit easier. Because some people, I just feel like they're just constantly getting like raked over the coals with life. Can't talk about it here. I understand. Um, well, my door's always open, always here for you. I always make space for friends. So, so yeah, let me know if you need anything, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool too. Um, but yeah, so it's just a tough time of year. I feel like it just brings up a lot of emotions, and I feel like everyone is like on edge and just like is super um, just it just like I love you too. You're a good friend too. Um, it's just like I feel like it kind of like ripples through everyone, where like one person's bad day leads to another person's bad day, leads to another person's, and it's just like contagious. And then also a lot of people are getting sick, which is also contagious. um, I don't know why I found that funny. I was like, good dad joke, Ian. If you noticed any hesitation in my voice, I literally almost just dead named myself, and I was like, what the fuck? That does not happen often, but when it does, I'm like, do you even know who you are? Like, the thing is, I don't have like dislike or disdain um, from my dead name. It just didn't fit me. It wasn't my name, right? Like, that's kind of like the premise of most people changing their name, um, whether legally or just by what they're called. Um, but for me, like, so my grandma had that name, and it was my dad's mom, and she passed about 5 years before I was born of brain cancer, and uh, so like the name is still very important to me. And for a while, I was thinking about keeping it as the middle name, but the more I went through it, I was like, I can't do it. I don't relate to this name at all. Like, I don't want it. I don't want to be associated with it, even though like I still respect it as a family name. So, so yeah. Uh, change color here. And we're gonna go into the red. Chain 2 and turn. Oh, it's gonna be such a cute hat. Oh, what a delicious little slab of bacon. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna be bacon head. Ooh, I saw something on Facebook. I wonder if it's still if I got out of Facebook when I was on that. But no, damn it, it's gone. There was some company, and they they uh, didn't call it Hexmas, but they called it something else. and I was Creepmas. And I was like, oh, I love it. I must have it. So I might switch my my annual celebration to Creepmas because I feel like that's a little bit more me than Hexmas. Not that I like don't do witchy things, and of course not, but I just feel like it never really felt like I don't know. It was a. I guess the only reason I heard about Hexmas was because of Altnots, and I do like Altnots. There's no bad feelings there. Although I cannot seem to catch one of their lives. It's freaking annoying. Um, but with that being said, hey Amy, hey. Um, so uh, but they use Hexmas, and I don't know if they coined that or not. But to me, because it's my only exposure to Hexmas, I feel like it's kind of like their thing, and I'm like celebrating their holiday, and that's weird to me for some reason. I don't know. But when I saw a random company say Happy Creepmas, I was like, yes, this is something I can get behind. It feels more weird, like weirdo than Xmas. But not to say that I really I don't know. I don't what do I even celebrate? I don't know. Making a neon sweater. Ooh, what yarn are you using? Are you using some value acrylic? Are you using the new neons from Hirschner's, which are calling my name constantly? I go to Hirschner's at least like 3 times a week, and I put the neon colors in my cart. There are fewer and fewer every time I go on, and and then I end up not checking out because I don't have the money. That's pretty much the case. I did order from no, I ordered from Hobie, not Hirschner's. And I'll never be able to smell Hirschner's. I'll never be able to smell. Oh my gosh, I said it again. Oh my god. I'll never be able to spell. See, this is why I can't. This is why I can't celebrate Xmas because I can't say the word spell. I'll never be able to spell the word um, Hirschner's. I know it's probably a name. I can't spell it. I can't. I rely solely on autocorrect, and I hope to God it's right. Yeah. Mm. Well, you do you. I yeah. Yeah, I kind of I did share my opinions on that particular company a couple days ago, but everyone's entitled to do what they want to do. You got a Hirschner's order today. Nice. Hirschner's does have some really sweet colored yarn, that's for freaking sure. You're about to paint? I've seen some of your paintings, Winter. They are awesome. Oh my gosh. So, Mel was on a business call, and like, the person she was on the call with, they were on Zoom, and like, the background was like all kinds of like cool pop art, and there was like a big, like, probably 4 feet tall, like ice cream cone. And so Mel, being Mel, and also anyone with eyes because it was big and really cute, was like, "Oh my gosh, that's such a cute ice cream cone that you have." And the person was like, "Actually, I made it. I made all of this art behind me. I like use cardboard as my medium," which reminded you of uh, Winter, because I know a lot of your work was on cardboard. Um, but this person literally makes tons of art, like using cardboard, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so genius. Now I've tried to use cardboard before, like in a three-dimensional sense, and I feel like I can never get it exactly how I want it, but this person was just like so talented. I was so like, how do you do that? So all I'm saying is people who can deal with cardboard have more patience than I will ever have. Yeah, I figure. So two of them, yay! Yeah, I saw someone who it was on one of like the knitting and crochet groups I'm in, and this person was using like they had decided that they were gonna make little planter pots, but they were gonna be like I guess totally like crocheted, maybe like succulent pots. I don't really remember. I didn't really exactly read the post. If I'm being honest, I was just kind of scrolling through. But they were going to use cardboard to make the base like more firm, but then they wanted to fill in the holes of because it was corrugated. That's the word, right? Cardboard, but they wanted to fill it in, fill in the holes, and also, which I don't know why, and also make it heavier. And I was like, huh. I feel like you should have just maybe used something different, but I don't know. So, I mean, again, cardboard is available to most of us at little to no cost, unless you're looking at moving boxes, and then you're looking at a very high cost because they know they can bend you over a barrel. Um, but uh, but yeah. So, man, where was I going with that? I don't know. But yeah, so I just thought it was an interesting dilemma to have self-made, kind of. But I guess it makes sense. But I mean, there's one thing to like weigh it down, but I was like, why fill in the holes? I don't know. See, I would have used like foam board and then like that I could get at like the dollar store. And then I don't know what I would have done to make it heavier. Some people were like glue pennies to it or something. Makes sense. Give some weight to it. I don't know. Maybe the plant wouldn't hang right. Um, but anyway, I can't wait to see your neon sweater. That will be awesome. Yes, your paintings are very beautiful indeed. So I really like the what was it? A poppy? Was it a poppy or was it just a red flower? I don't know, but I really liked it. I don't know flowers, but I know art. I know art when I see it, and I see it in all of you. I just wanted to say the cheesiest, most embarrassing pickup line type thing I could say to you, and that's what I did. Um, yeah, so I'm already like ready for this to be over. This hat, I'm just like kind of done with it. Because like I'm gonna be that person. Um, if I can't use my furls, I don't really want to do the project anymore, and that's kind of where I'm at. Because I can only use my clover because I'm using Simply Soft, and I'm using a tighter stitch. Well, not really a tighter stitch, but just like a kind of more uh, whatever stitch. And my furls does not like this yarn, which is okay. A lot of people don't like Simply Soft. I used to almost exclusively used it. It's a peony. Oh yeah. That makes more sense. Um, I knew it started with a P and was red. Um, but I have so much Simply Soft. I literally have like a crate right here full of Simply Soft or Simply Soft alternatives. from like Premiere or something. But I haven't used it in like a while. And so it's like I should just start going through some of the colors in there because I have pretty much like every color. So I'm trying to be responsible and not forget about yarn when I don't see it. Reorganizing my yarn has really helped me see a lot of my yarn, which has made me go, why the fuck do I keep buying yarn? But my name is Ian, and I'm an addict. Simple as that. Simply Soft is also an Addy. That's a good point. Oh, I should definitely do that. I just finished making some socks with Premier Just Yarn plush from the Dollar Tree, and the socks are so stupid soft. Like they're so soft, and you can make a pair of socks with one skein. So I used it on my Addy Express. Um, I almost like can't believe I was ready to part with that machine. Although if someone made me an offer tomorrow, I would sell it instantly, without regret. Um, but because like I do find that I'm just not a knitting machine person. But like although I did just buy a Centro 48 yesterday. I've just been making bad decisions lately, okay? Been very impulsive, maybe a little hypomanic. Maybe. Probably doesn't help that I don't go to bed till like 5 a.m. I never use mine, but I can't part with it. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I have a penis, like a stuffed penis pattern, that I keep meaning to use and bought when I had just my Centro 24 pin, and um, then my Centro didn't work, and I was like, well, fuck this, and now I have this pattern that I can't use, and then I got the Addy, and I haven't made the penises yet, but I do think that will be fun to make, and I'm thinking about if I can like make them um, pretty quickly. They seem like low sew, which is really important to me because sewing and that adding like any knitting machine just tends to not work really well for me. Um, so uh, so yeah. But I was thinking of making a couple and then making little bags that say like you're a bag of dicks or something like that. So, or eat a bag of dicks. I don't know. I know that there is a candy company that will send gummy penises to people, like a bag of like tiny gummy penises. I made like a 3 feet tall penis on my head. I am so proud of you, Amy. um, but so I know this company exists because when I was in college, I had just moved to Charlotte from the Raleigh area, and which might not mean anything to anyone who doesn't know about North Carolina. So I moved about 3 hours away, right? And so all my friends were back in the Raleigh area, and one random day, my friend was like, "Hey, what's your new address?" And so I gave him my new address, and he was like, "Cool, thanks." And I was like, "Okay," and then like forgot about it, right? Because I forget about everything. So it wasn't, you know, my memory doesn't discern what's important or what's not right then. So forgot about it, and then I get this anonymous package. It does not say where it's from, or if it does, like the like name of the company is like really inconspicuous, And then inside, it's just a card that says, eat a bag of dicks. And it's literally gummy pieces. And then I realized that I had given my friend my address, and I was like, man, this made me laugh. I want my furls back. My furls back. I technically can use my furls, but I'm much slower with this yarn, and I wanted it to be done so bad, and I wanted to be able to like watch TV while I made this or go on live while I made this. So I uh, switched over to the clover. Over to the clover. I sold my first pattern. I don't know if you all were on when I couldn't see my messages or couldn't see the chat, but 3 new furls on the way. Woo woo. Are they the midnight ones? Um, or are they different ones? The midnight ones are so gorgeous. So I saw that deal, and first of all, I was like, I really said that I wasn't going to get any more furls that were resin because I have all of the sizes that I will ever need, right? Um, and then when they did their mystery seconds, they were $12. So I was like, yeah, when they were on sale, I was like, yeah. So I bought just 2 more hooks that in sizes that I use all the time, and in the lower and then smaller sizes because they tend to break easier. So but then I saw that they were releasing the glitter hook because I'm on their mailing list. If you're not on their mailing list and you like furls, I think you should be on it. But do whatever you want to. I know, run your life. But they said they're like, so we're gonna have. So this was like before Black Friday, right? They said we are going to release hooks. They're called Midnight Mystery Moon Knight, whatever it's called, and 2 metal streamlines. The metal streamlines are so good. Yeah, I think I have 2 metal streamlines in just sizes that I normally use. Um, but uh, but again, like because they're metal, I feel like they should be able to go smaller and into the like Odyssey size. I don't understand why they can't machine make those. Like if they could go smaller than a 4 millimeter, I would be interested all of a sudden. But they're not doing that. So because they want to sell their interchangeable hook set, and I'm just kind of like, man, fuck off. So they also said that the Moonlight would be a glitter one, and I figured it was going to be gorgeous. I figured it was probably going to have some black or some dark colors because it's called Midnight. Have you seen the Midnight? It's fucking beautiful. But I didn't, I really, really wasn't gonna get it because the glitter ones and the tinsel ones seem to break more frequently. And I think it has to do with one, the resin being compromised by other shit being in it, and also just the clear resin being less strong than a pigmented resin. I don't know if that's true. I just see way more clear broken furls than I don't. So that's just my working theory, and I literally have no evidence other than anecdotal. Oh, cool. I think Kayla uses they them. Uh, but yeah, Kayla is always up on that furl shit. It's so cool. They have such a cool channel. Um, I'm just like, I'm always like, wow. And then I'm like, how much money do you have? Like, where do you get all this money from, and how do I get it? Um, that's just me being poor. Um, uh, but But yeah, so but then I find out that the the tips, where the hook head is, are black resin, and the ass end is the glitter part. And I'm like, fuck, they couldn't have been like glitter wink wink. Like, I'm just saying, I'm a little pissed off that I mean, technically it's a glitter hook, but it's also a non-glitter hook, kind of. And I could have gotten 25% off, even though I don't need any more hooks and wasn't going to buy any more hooks anyways. They led me on. These are all the things I have to tell myself to not buy them. It's really hard for me to control my impulses when it comes to buying things. Oh, I mean, it happens, but you're aware now and you can change it. So, yeah, I just figured I would let you know. I I don't know if they're sponsored by Furls, but I do know that they work closely with Furls. But Winter is the alt knots expert on this channel, so I will let them tell you if Kayla is sponsored or affiliated. I know they did a pattern for Furls a while back, but um, I think they're just like a big collector, and they're like Furls will send them like one of like a hook. So yeah, they do refer to people as humans, and like it's like everyone, like even people who like gender themselves, they're always like, oh yeah, this human, this lovely human helped me out in this delivery or something, which I think is really cool. It's a really cool thing to do because you really don't know. But um, I just well, not really. You don't watch All Nuts anymore. Yeah, I just haven't been able to watch one of their lives in like a million years. And then I just wasn't really like, I don't know. I want to be into horror more than I am. I'm a huge scaredy cat. So I just like pretty much like all of like the Halloween horror nights or whatever things that they did. I just was like, I don't know, I just didn't really feel like that connected to the content. But I'm sure I'll get back on the train eventually. I was talking earlier about how like there are a lot, because I'm subscribed and like have rung the bell for so many channels that like I just like all my notifications, like they totally get like wiped over by like either like more popular channels or like I don't know what the prevailing theory is on like why I like who ends up, whose notification ends up winning. But I don't know. I know that if you haven't subscribed to Lydia's channel, she is hoping to get 500 by her birthday, but she's getting a little discouraged with her number. So if you do like her content and you want to go drop her a little subscribey, please feel free. But I'll never tell you really what to do because I don't feel like that's my place. So just if you like someone and you want to support them, that's such an easy way to do it. This looks like I'm making the American flag. It went from looking like bacon to looking very patriotic. Oh my gosh, speaking of patriotic, I started watching The Boys recently. I'm still on season 1, so please no spoilers. But one, Carl Urban could get it, and which I've been saying for years, literally years of my life. I've been saying Carl Urban could get it. Ever since I saw him as Bones in Star Trek, I was like, he could get it. But oh my gosh, I'm at exactly 11 inches. Yes, fucking done. Fuck you. Okay, sorry, I'm not excited. Or anything. Okay, so I'm gonna actually undo this color change I just did then. Let's pop that right back out. And then, yeah, so I've been watching The Boys. I really like it. It is so good. And if you like, it's got like, it's hilarious. It is gruesome. It is grim. It will trigger literally any PTSD that you have. um, and I laugh because it happened to me. But it is just like, it's so good. It's so funny. It's so poignant. It like, it does, it turns like it's very like Watchmen-esque. So if you liked Watchmen, or if you kind of like the vibe of Watchmen, um, then like I highly, highly, highly suggest you check out The Boys. I think it's on Amazon. I don't know. But boy, is it good. Boy. um, so I'm gonna take that, put it in there, put my thing down, flip it, reverse it. You know the drill. But it's so good, and I really love it. Um, I mean, and coming off of like the heels of like coming off the heels of like all of the Marvel movies, and like just like this I don't know, it just really really does it for me. It really makes me happy. So if you like superheroes, I think you can't go wrong with this one. Um, but it is in a very Watchmen style, um, anti-hero, some superheroes are bad type deal. Okay, so now I'm lining up my stitches, and I am slip stitching up the sides. I can't believe I was at exactly 11 inches when I decided to, because that was the length I was going for or width or whatever. I don't know. A cat. I'm gonna make it peppermint. I literally have cat hair in my cat hat, so I guess this is appropriate. I don't know why my computer gets so hot, even if I have it like kind of propped up. It's still like an airplane engine taking off. So if you're ever wondering what that background noise is, it's literally my computer trying not to melt together. My computer is from right after the Stone Age, so it's a little old and a little outdated, but you know, guinea pig hair on everything. Did they shed like a normal like pet hair amount? I maybe that's a stupid question. I mean, I'm sure like I know most things with hair shed when I think about it, but I don't normally think about it, if you can believe it, because I don't have guinea pigs. But I see your guinea pigs, and I'm like, oh, they're so cute. And then I think about getting a guinea pig of my own, and I'm like, I would never. Not that I don't. I just I'm not that kind of animal person. I am like very much a cat person. I don't even think I even have scratched the surface of being a dog person. I just don't mind my dog all the time. um, and I don't think I would have ever had a dog if I didn't want a service dog, which is why I got him. And then he was too anxious to be my anxiety and bipolar service dog. And I was like, great. And the trainer was so like, I don't know. I could bitch about this all day long, but like it was kind of a shit show. But it was also during the height of like COVID when we got him. And apparently even like service dogs and service animals that had been like working for a long time were having trouble because of the reduced socialization of dogs during COVID. So, it's not like totally his fault. It could have just been kind of wrong time. But when I set my mind on wanting something, I can become pretty unwaverable. They're worse than your cats. They're super high maintenance. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Literally, I didn't realize that they were high maintenance. I think my sister had a hamster once. Maybe she had a guinea pig. I was really young. But after she had that one, we never had any kind of a small animal in the house. My mom really likes taking in strays, always has. Um, like one time we nursed a baby possum back to life, and I was like, if I find that motherfucker in my room, like healthy and like in my room, we're gonna have a problem. But she was raised that way. Like my grandparents, they had a huge property, and I plan on talking about my grandma quite a bit. They have to go to the exotic vet. Ooh, that sounds expensive. Um, because even regular vets are expensive. Um, but my grandma and my grandpa, they uh, had a really large property, um, and because they kind of lived like in the woods, and people knew that they took in a lot of strays, so they would like all the time get like dogs and like boxes of kittens and just like tons of animals just like dropped at their door and left, and which is so sad. But I'm so like thankful that obviously they cared for these animals, regardless. And I mean, I think that's a testament to the type of people they were. Um, there's a spare stitch at the top, and I have the urge to close it, even though it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's going to be the point of a cat ear. So if I close it, wait, no, I have two stitches right here. There we go. Okay, so I'm not gonna knot this. Not knotting it. Not knotting. So, what do I do? Why is my brain not working? Maybe I should knot it and then I should flip it inside out. Sounds like a plan. And see what it looks like half on my head. It looks like a popcorn bucket, especially with my yellow hair. Oh, it's huge, but it should flip up. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cute, but also popcorn. You can't tell me this doesn't look like popcorn. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna knot it. I'm just gonna go ahead and knot it because I don't. I feel like now that I'm on the spot with being on camera, I don't know what to do but to knot it. Did I take my scissors elsewhere? Yes, I did. Nope, I have 3 pairs of snippies. I came in pack 3, which is why. Give a little tug to that knot. Now that is sewn up. Now for my next trick, I'm going to be sewing up the other side, but I'm going to sew it from the top down because I'm going to do a brim. Because so when I had to carry the color, you can't see it on one side, right? Once it's flipped up or down. But because I had to carry the color to change the colors, you can really see that additional thread right there. So I'm thinking of using both colors to just kind of do some stitches for the brim to make it look a little bit better. Okay. Okay. So popcorn. And because I keep bringing animals home. Yeah, Mel was like, if I didn't check you, you would literally have so many fucking animals. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I can't even like pretend like she's not right because she knows all. That's what I get for marrying a smarty pants. She knows too much. She knows me too well. Okay, so now we're gonna make sure that this is nice and lined up so we don't have an uneven ass cat head on our head. Is me this cat people? Okay. So I'm gonna use a couple stitch markers just to make sure that this is lined up because I have this feeling that they're not gonna be if I don't do this. So. It's a chain, so I mean, it's harder to tell. I could just count the post because it's fucking right there. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And right there. How does he know we may be getting a fifth piggy this week? I won't tell if you won't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so these individually, this makes it easier. I love stitch markers. I put them everywhere I can. Is anyone else like that? Like, I'm like that when I'm sewing and I'm using, like, I have sewing pins. Like, I just, like, overpin the shit of everything. And things still end up looking bad. That's more about me and less about the sewing. Pins 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was in a period of my life where I did a lot of superhero costumes, and so I dealt with a lot of stretchy, slippery ass fabrics, and that will teach you how to pin. Because before that, I was not pinning nearly enough, and like once shit started slipping and sliding all over the place, I was like, I gotta get my act together, or my crotch is gonna be like fucked. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just get to the 8 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I make a mistake somewhere? I mean, probably, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there, I get it. I am an idiot who doesn't know how to count or do other things. Okay, just go in the. Okay. So, just gonna use white for this one. I want it to be reversible, even if one side is intended to be the inside, just so there aren't really complicated instructions on how to wear it. That's okay, Zach. Be right back, kids. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you all are welcome to come and go from my lives as you please. You're allowed to have lives. I'm not gonna stop you. So, speaking of listening to music, so I got my, I guess, like Spotify was doing with their thing, like my report on like how much I've how much music I've listened to throughout the year or whatever, right? And it said I only listened to 8 hours of music this year, and I was like, that's not right. But the thing is, I listen to most of my music on Pandora, so I guess like that's what they maybe like that's all the music that I've listened to on um, YouTube. I don't know. It still doesn't feel right, but whatever. Um, I hate using light colors. I know a lot of people hate using black yarn, but I feel like when I'm using light colors, I just can't see a damn thing. I'd rather use black yarn a million days of the week than use light yarn. This is so annoying. But you've heard this complaint from me before, so I won't belabor the point. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, light yarn sucks. Am I the only person who feels like that? I feel like I'm the only person I ever hear complaining about that. I hear everyone complain about black yarn and dark yarn, but honestly, it's light colored yarn for me. Then what the fuck is going on? Where are my stitches? Everything looks the same. No, this slippery ass hook like a clover. It's just like, so first I was a little like, I don't know about the slip stitching. Maybe I should do a single crochet or double crochet to connect the sides. But I think it makes sense to do slip stitches instead. Fuck, light yarn. Um, because then you give some rigidity to the ears. Okay, I literally can't find this the the stitch. Oh, gosh, okay, so here's the next one that we pinned. Yeah, when you had caps lock on, I was like, okay, it's fine. Jeez. Isn't it funny how we assume that caps lock is like people yelling? I used to be like such a stickler for when like caps lock was used and not when I was coding because like, well, first of all, some code is case sensitive, so that's the thing. But I would always like code in lowercase and put my notes in uppercase or either the reverse depending on the program because like I wanted to make sure my notes were like really easy to find for people who just picked up my work. Um, and I like notated the shit out of my codes. I didn't code like a whole lot at my jobs, but when I did, I was very thorough because I've been through enough um, shittily written codes or just like confusing ass codes where you're like, what is happening? Um, to be like, I need to document what this function does so that anyone who picks it up can be able to change it if they need to. And I felt like that made me a good coder in a sense. I didn't know all the fancy workarounds and stuff that like a good coder knows because I just kind of learned it on a preliminary level. I just had two classes on it, and then did some coding when I was at MetLife, and but that was in a well, I did VBA, um, which is its own special kind of fucking beast. Uh, because it is temperamental at best. And I took this project that literally gave me tendonitis. Like, it was such a intense process that it I had to click so much that I got tendonitis from it and like almost like was like I'm gonna have to quit this job and quit my pursuit of this career path because I can't use a mouse anymore. And then I started using ergonomic mouse. Changed my life. Highly recommend if you have carpal tunnel or tendonitis in your wrist. Mine was like pretty expensive, but I needed one for small hands because I'm part of the tiny hand committee. Tiny hands, big everything else, and not in a sexy way. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you think is sexy, but yeah. So um, I I made this code, and it would take over 24 hours to run before I got to it. And by the time I was done with it, it took 2 minutes to run. And I felt pretty proud of that. And I was like, no more tendonitis for people having to do this stupid fucking program. That's pretty cool, right? But again, I wasn't like super great at it. I just, notated the shit out of what I was doing. And then I learned a programming language that is barely used anymore, and it's literally so old that it's called APL, which stands for the name of it is APL, which literally stands for a programming language. It's that fucking old. um, So I learned that, and that's basically like learning Egyptian hieroglyphics. They are literally just symbols, and my friend got really good at it because he used it a lot, and like became like the go-to APL guy because like no one else wanted to learn it, and he was like, "I'll fucking do it," and he did it, and he became like the go-to person. Um, So yeah, um, that was a waste of time on my part though. Ended up never needing it. Um, then I used VBA, a little bit of SQL, not really. Um, but VBA uh, at my next job at Aon, um, because no one used macros or anything unless it was like put out by like a larger, like we were all kind of like independent and working on like our clients and whatever, but like we would use products like pushed out by teams like the pricing team or whatever. And um, so a lot of people didn't know how to code, but it involved a lot of manual work, and I am not really about that life if I don't have to be, because in a world of automation, you should be able to automate things. I'm just saying. So, anywho, I know that was like a real big long tangent on coding, but that's my that's my story, and I'm sticking to it until I forget and I say something else about it. So, it was fun though. I really did like coding. I wish I learned more about it so I could have been better at it, but ultimately I still would have ended up in the same spot, so that would have been more wasted knowledge for me. I'd probably pick up some part-time work doing it, but hey, Lydia. Zach was telling me you were having a hard time. Sorry I missed your live. Um, but I hope you're feeling okay now. Um, you know, YouTube is a bitch. We love her, but she's a bitch. I feel like my counts are wrong. Oh, I get it. I see what's going on. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I wish I had any consolation to give you, but I've had the same exact problem with it, so we are in this together. I was bitching about how much I hate light colored yarn, how I prefer black yarn to this. I talked about coding for like 10 minutes. Sure, nobody gave a shit, but that's okay. Actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to pull some red through as well. So I watched it was way up there and now it's down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. It has never made sense to me and it never will. Okay, so now I'm gonna go around the brim of my hat with both colors, and I'm just gonna hope it kind of creates like a candy stripe effect with this. So we want these three over here and white. Okay. This looks pretty cool. I will cosign on that. I can't cosign on something that I signed on originally, right? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. It's stretching out the brim just a little bit, but because the hat is stretchy, I think that it will be alright. So that's kind of what it looks like. Can you see anything? Not really. Okay. Yeah, I can't explain it to you, Lydia, because I don't understand it myself. It makes me quite unhappy. I've been sitting at the same number for so long. I just don't even bother anymore. It's pointless. But it's just but yeah. I feel like I might probably should use like a slightly bigger hook for this and just reduce my number of stitches because it is hard to pull both of the strings. But I like the size and the look of it, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm sorry you're having to deal with that though. sucks. I'm trying not to make my stitches too tight, but I feel like I kind of can't help it with just having doubled up my yarn. Um, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good at this. That would explain a lot. Like my entire crochet career. I was looking at pictures of like, I was trying to post like as much stuff that I've crocheted to try to drum up like any business for the holidays. And I look back to even like a couple years ago, and I just like, I am such a better crocheter now than I was then. I'm like, how did I sell stuff? Like pretty much now I only sell packers. Um, but um, like I used to sell all kinds of stuff, and people used to buy all kinds of stuff from me, and I was not a great crocheter. And now it's like it's super hard to sell anything. But I think it's because they've also like settled in this kind of like weird niche market of like weird crochet things that, you know, not everyone's gonna know to search for, and so I'm a little bit harder to find. And I think it just makes it a little bit, you know, it's more about the novelty of it being handmade and crochet that like gets me business than anything else, I think. Other than the Packers are actually super functional, because it's like they're actually, in my opinion, superior to the silicone Packers because they aren't as heavy, and they're not as like uh, sweaty. Like a lot of Packers are made out of silicone, and when that sits on top of your skin, um, then it just makes you really, really sweaty. Um, if you want my advice, I will give you what happened to me, and let you do with that information what you want. Um, but I, I mean, you got to do what's right for you, right? Um, but you know, like I said, I am recovering unsolicited advice giver. So if you don't want my advice and you want to just do what feels right, and do what feels right by all means. Um, but I have my own experience that I don't know. Maybe you could be interested in. I don't know. So I'm doing this brim stitching to cover up the yarn, the color carries that I had to do with this particular hat. For some reason, you want chicken. I mean, that's fair. Well, I actually don't always want chicken. I don't eat chicken right now, but good for you, I guess. Um, yeah, I guess I'll say what my experience was. It's not advice. But when I took a break from YouTube, I stopped growing. Um, I fell off the algorithm, I guess. I don't really know what happened, but I haven't been able to grow my channel since, no matter what I do. So, you know, if you want to take a break, you're absolutely entitled to take a break, but just kind of keep that in mind that it does get harder, I think, well, at least in my experience, I don't want to stop you from doing what you feel is right, but just want to tell you that for me it was harder, and I was growing at a pretty good pace, and then I stopped growing completely. And granted, my break was really long, and yours doesn't have to be as long. I think my break was like 8 months. But yeah, I just and like I lost a bunch of people, just stopped paying attention to my live. So even some of the subscribers I have now, like I haven't seen since I've been back. Like a lot of them, really. That's why my lives are so small. So do what feels right, but just know that that is kind of a potential hazard you face. I feel like this is stretching it out maybe too much. Like, I don't know, is it? No, not really. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, you know, say it, but to feel it, we all know that feeling. It feels like shit. So, I do agree it's discouraging. Yeah, it really is. It sucks. But just part of the YouTube life, I guess. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I need to go in there. So do I need to do something with the ears to make them stick up, or do they just stick up because it's a rectangle on a circular head? No, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, Lydia, it's up to you how you want to run your channel, but like, you just have to do what makes you happy, and like, you can't worry about. I mean, easier said than done, but worrying about the numbers does often cause people a lot of stress, including me. So, I wasn't happy until I stopped giving a shit about the numbers. Easier said than done, but just do what feels right, I guess. But if you did tell people you were going to do a giveaway, you want to make sure I don't know. Following through is always good if you say you're going to do something, but do what you got to do, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to take my red and my green. This is white. Okay, my red and my white. I'm going to I am not monetized. I don't have enough views. And I tried doing shorts, but those are soul sucking and attract the worst kind of people. So, like, there's a reason I don't get a lot of trolls. It's because I don't get a lot of people. You know, I'm gonna do this with. YouTube for fun and when you care about it. Exactly. That's all you can do, right? Oh my gosh, I've been on here for almost 2 hours. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I'm gonna sew in each end. Let me see how this half looks. Does it look like do I look like a cat yet? Okay. So 1, it is huge. 2, I feel like I look like the biggest fucking idiot in the world. Oh, it looks so bad on me. Oh, it's so stupid looking and it's so big. Oh my gosh. Oh, what do we think? Yeah, I think you have to have 500 subscribers to monetize now. It used to be 1,000, but then they changed it. These ears feel really big because this hat is really large on me. I knew that the stretch would change, but I was afraid if I took too many stitches away that the ears would be too small. But now I feel like they're really huge, and I just because my hair barely pokes out of it, I feel like I look like an old man trying to be a young woman. Okay, well, whatever. This hat'll be good for someone, I guess. Man, I really hope that this would be the hat for me, but guess not. Yeah, it's not quite what I had envisioned, but that's okay. Okay, and then we're gonna sew in the red and be a little bit more creative with sewing in the red. Make sure you're not pulling anything too tiny. Keeping your tension good, all that shit. But point is, Lydia, what we're trying to tell you is that it's a lot of work and it's not always rewarding in the number sense. But if you were having fun, if you were enjoying yourself, if you're making friends, it's worth it. But sometimes it doesn't feel like that because you work your ass off for YouTube and it doesn't pay off. And that's something I've been feeling like for the past couple of years. And instead of being like, you know what, I'm just going to quit, I just had to kind of change what I was doing um, so that I would be happier. So just do what makes you happy. Okay. Oh, do I have another end? No, let me just cut this. And cut this. Mel and I watched a bunch of movies and shows this weekend. We watched, oh my gosh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I didn't think I could hate a hat this much. Like, if it was just a regular hat, I'd be like, okay, this is cute. But the ears, they look terrible on me, right? Am I crazy? Does this look okay? Do I look like a cute person? Maybe if I like put them up like that. Maybe that's cuter. Okay, yeah, maybe that's cuter. I feel like it looks I feel like it looks so stupid. And then I don't know if this looks like peppermint or if this looks just like ratty, like end sewing. I don't know. Sometimes, like when you have two uh, pieces of yarn, it looks good, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so the one thing that this hat does not have that the um, other hat did have, thank you, Lydia, I appreciate that, was a little pinwheel, like a peppermint pinwheel. And I have an idea of how to do it, but I kind of want to see if I can find something on YouTube on how to do it. Because now they didn't do like a peppermint candy. They just did like a spiral that was uh, peppermint. Um, Now I know for a fact that there is. Oh, this one's tiny and cute. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so or I could. Okay, interesting, 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 interesting. Okay, this is slow. Oh, I really want it slow. But like, so here's one. That's pretty cute. That candy is really cute. Or I could do like these. I'm kind of thinking the candy looking one, like with a wrapper. Okay, I'm gonna put. Oh wait, did they say left-hand crochet? Because you're gonna have a problem if they did. Okay. Okay, so they're using a 2.5 millimeter hook. Okay, well we're not doing that. But they're using a different size yarn, I think. I don't know. Start with a slip knot and chain 35. I hope this is a good size. Let's see. One, two, three, four, six, seven. Yeah. Should I use a smaller hug? No, I'm not going to. I do want this to be a pretty big candy because I want to take up most of the ear. Okay. Starting in third. Do. Do. Okay. Double crochet. Okay. Pause. It used to be so hard for me to like count chains. Um, like if you watch any of my old videos, you see me like I had to use stitch markers to do anything like above like 20 because I just would lose count so easily, and then my edges would be all wonky and forget how many stitches I was supposed to have. It was a mess. But now it's a lot easier, a lot more practice, you know. Okie dokie. Even though I don't know what I'll be doing for my channel. Yeah, you're always welcome here, no matter what you're doing with your channel. Yeah, I have fun with you here as well. Ugh, I feel like I should start this peppermint candy while I'm like half asleep. Yeah, and like it's not even that late. I'm just tired. I think I'm gonna call it a night, but I'll post a picture when I'm done, or I'll just get on live and we'll finish it up together. Okay, well, I love you all very much. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.